I'm gonna relate this, me myself, to relationship sense, but you can relate this to whatever relates to you, whatever you're feeling in your heart that this word relates to you. That's how it's going to relate when you hear my words speaking. But in a relationship sense, in a potential partner sense, in a maybe love interest, maybe you were getting to know each other, maybe you've known each other for time, but they were stepping up in some sort of way, stepping up. Where are they now? Where are they now? Where are they? Because now I'm not saying that they don't care, but they clearly don't care enough. Now I ain't saying that you're not, or you haven't been like a priority to them, but maybe you've been knocked off the list. Maybe there's things more important in their life now, you know? Maybe you still are, but you're not as high on the list as you think you are. You know, I'm not saying that they don't see a future with you, but they put you on the what's the word? The back burner. I don't know what the word is. They put you on pause. They put you on a maybe. They put you on a backup. Yeah. And they made you think that you was going to be a front seat driver. But you're not even feeling like a back seat, a front seat passenger, sorry. You know. And you gonna ride together. You gonna ride out. You was ready to ride for them. And they was gonna ride you into the sunset, and you was gonna sit beside them as a front seat passenger. But right now, you don't even feel like a backseat passenger. Hell, you don't even feel like, you know, they gonna chuck you in the boot, and then because, you know, there's room for you somehow. No. You feel like you being dragged along, like they're tying you with a rope and they're dragging you along. Or they've left you, they've left you at the bus stop. But you know that you're not that person. You're not that gal. You're not that man. Yeah? Because at the end of the day, they driving a Ford Focus anyways. Like, they driving a Renault Clio 2007. Like, no, 2003, bitch. Like, and they know they've been shutting you out. But what have you always done? Every time they've shut you out for a while, you've been ready. You've been ready for them to say, I'm back, like, oh, sorry, something happened in my life. You know, excuse, and you just take it. You take it. You know, and at the end of the day, they know what they've been doing. They know they've been shutting you out. They know that they've been leaving you in the dark, leaving you to question. They know they've been confusing you. And they know that this is a time, no, literally, this is a time when, I'm not saying you need them, but you need that person. Like, you don't need anyone, first and foremost. But if you do have someone and think in your head you have someone, they know that this is a time when you will need them the most. Like, come on now. Like, if this isn't a time, then when is the time? If this isn't a time, then when is the time? And as usual, they will have all the excuses under the sun. They probably own a book of excuses. literally excuses is their middle name, and you always believe in them because you care for them. Like, you don't always necessarily believe in them, but you take it and you believe a percentage of the excuses. You're like, oh, it must be this, it must be that. And you see them for the person they are, but they don't see you for the person that you are. Like, they see you, they see what you look like, they see your personality, they see that they get on with you, they see that there may be a connection, they see that there might be chemistry, but they don't see you. No, they don't see you for you, but you see them for them. And that's why, time after time, you'll be there for them. And you have been. And in your mind right now, you're probably thinking, you know what, I'm going to be upset, or I am upset, like, kind of, and if they come back, I'm going to be angry, and I'm going to show them that I'm a bit angry, I'm going to show them that I'm being a bit upset. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. You was ready to be there for them. You was ready to give them what they need when they needed it. You was ready to be by their side. Okay? You were ready to pick up the phone if they needed to talk. You was ready to be a support system when they had no one else around them. Okay. Are they the only person that deserves that? If this is a two-way thing, if this is someone who said they cared about you and you said you cared about them, and they know full well that you'll be there in a heartbeat, why aren't they there in a heartbeat? Okay, because they know that you're not putting any other person on the pedestal that you're putting them on. They know full well. Okay. Okay. Spirit just giving me a message, like, this was going to be ended on a more, like, child, throw them in the bag, throw them in the bin, throw them in the trash sort of vibe. But no, like, set them aside for now. Set them aside, because it may end up that nothing comes from it, and you know, when this loneliness and isolation period is over, then you may be done. But I'm not saying that you will. You may not be done. Like, there may be some unfinished business, but you need to concentrate on yourself. Okay? That's what Spirit is telling me. But Spirit is also telling me that there's something going on in their life, and you don't need to be there for them, like, during this time. Like, they clearly want to be alone. They clearly want to deal with it by themselves. But just be mindful that, you know, they just don't need any distractions. They just, you are clearly a distraction. You are clearly something that's not needed at this time. Walk alone. Walk alone. Stay alone. But be aware that it is nothing to do with you. It is nothing to do with you at all. Okay? They keeping something from you. They keeping something from you. Okay? They're going through something, or they've got a secret, or they're keeping something on the D-low, or their attention is elsewhere in ways that, You know what I'm talking about. So you stand like the glowing princess, the glowing prince, the glowing queen, the glowing king, the glowing being that you are, okay? And you leave them where they are. And you go on your path and you let them go on their path. And if it so happens that one day your paths shall cross, then please cross that bridge when it comes to it. Because you're on your path at the moment. And this is where I conclude, okay? This is where I conclude, because Spirit was trying to get something out of me. Now let me tell you something. You know that you're walking on your own path. And you know that they're walking on their own path. And previously, before this madness started to happen, okay, they was turning back and looking at you thinking, I might go over there. And you was turning back and looking at them, and you was holding your hand out. They was looking in your direction, but they was not holding their hand out. They was not stepping towards you, okay? You was taking steps towards them, but then you had to do a reverse. You had to step back because they was not stepping towards you. And every time you step towards them, they step back. Because you were steps ahead of them. You should not have been. They clearly was not ready to walk in your direction as you thought, as much as you were, as much as you thought they were. So, walk alone, walk in your own path. Let them stay there. Let them sit on their bench, let them think, let them walk in their little wherever they're walking in their own path, okay? And then sooner or later, you will see them around. And you might see them when you're standing high on a building and they're too low and they can't get towards you. And you ain't got the ladder to give them to climb up. And that might be what happens. Or you could cross each other's paths again randomly. And then you can try and start something anew. Okay? Or you might just see them in a ditch, or quicksand, or a muddy puddle, and they done slipped, and you're walking around and you're fine and you know where you're going, and you can't help them up because you ain't got time, you ain't got the energy for them, and you already know that it ain't worth it. So you decide what you're gonna do. Spirit told me at this time you should walk alone. Spirit told me it's not the end. And Spirit told me that if you're meant to cross paths again, you will cross paths again. But maybe you'll be high, looking on them low, or maybe you'll see them just there, and you can't help them no more. You can't help them no more. And that's what I got to say. Love and abundant blessings to you all.